This model imports data sets that consist of both physiological data and eye movement data from an eye tracker to detect the physiological associations and correlates to web contents and events. We can import data set from a directory into the model and into a table that consists of the parameters of the physiological measures and eye movement data. An example of this instance can contain 10,000 instances, like 30 minutes observation with web pages or visual content stimuli depending on the session we want to analyze. This particular example consists of physiological parameters such as the pupil change and the electrothermal activity. They consist of the descriptor and the area of interest where the user looked at mostly during the physiological responses, and also the descriptor that tells us where the user visited and behavior data. We can visualize the spikes and the stress point detected. Each stress point detected is used to predict the behavior, area of interest, and events that correspond to the stimuli and increase in amplitude. We can run the simulation and visualize the spikes in the ski conductor's response that correspond to areas where the user looked at mostly that cause this particular spike in their ski conductor's response. The results are displayed on the list box content and the text box area, where we have the behavior data that correspond to the stress area. We have a window-based frame that displays the simulated result, where each histogram shows the parameter that cause or have the most impact during this interaction, and we can compare our simulated response to the real ski conductor's response based on the given data sets that were served as input. Each physiological response and behavior data correspond to key events and latency of the amplitudes. The maximum ski conductor's response is computed, and the number of areas on the web page that indicate stress are also displayed. Ski conductor's response above maximum response value indicates error and 1 minute to run the program again. We can visualize this in real time, where each spike corresponds to different events that occur. A long peak here can detect or correspond to the start of a web page or a particular stimuli, while the small peak or lower peaks are the end of a particular stimuli. We can likewise import fixation data and also the web page that the user interacted with and visualize the eye movement behavior of the user during the interaction. This particular example shows where the user looked at mostly as the picture content and also the face content here. The user also looked at the text box content that correspond to area 1 for the Yahoo page, GSI 1 for Google page, and National Rail Inquiry search page.